What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Deshaun Reed with Destination Fantasy, and I want to talk to you guys about a couple of running backs that I believe will get picked somewhere along the lines of mid to maybe late first round. A couple of former teammates, those guys being Le'Veon Bell and James Conner. Now, as we all know, Le'Veon Bell is no longer a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers due to contract negotiations going south. And Le'Veon wanted a little bit more money up front than the Steelers were willing to pay for, so that caused both parties to split ways mutually, leaving Le'Veon Bell to sign off with the New York Jets in the offseason, which was a move that I don't think any of us saw coming. But again, that's neither here nor there. Let's quickly talk about Le'Veon Bell's successor, which is James Conner. Now coming into his third year, being the main guy now, I think he's going to have a really, really good season. In Le'Veon Bell's absence last year, in 13 games, Conner's stat line was such: 973 yards. Rushing, 12 rushing touchdowns, as well as 55 receptions for another 497 yards through the air and another score through the air as well. So, I mean, all in all, that was a pretty good year for Conner, getting his first bulk, true bulk of work. Now, I think this year is going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be much better because of the simple fact that he isn't looking over his shoulder, knowing when is Le'Veon Bell coming back. He knows he's the guy. That should definitely bode well for his confidence going forward. So I predicted his stat line to be as such: somewhere along the lines of 1,300 yards receiving, another 500 yards through the air, and a total of 14 touchdowns total. So I have Conner ranked number 6 overall on my running back big board. So I expect him to be taken somewhere in toward the middle to the end of the first round. Now let's get back to Le'Veon Bell. So even though Le'Veon Bell is more with a pedestrian team as opposed to Conner being with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a little bit more of a higher octane offense, I still think Le'Veon Bell is okay, you know what I mean? And I have Le'Veon Bell ranked at number anywhere between 10 and 11. It's been like fluctuating. Like, I don't know exactly where to put him at, but still in RB1. Obviously, Conner is like a back end elite to mid RB1, but both guys are still RB1s. And again, I don't think that Le'Veon Bell's production will, fly completely south, but it'll be a little bit below Conner's. I feel like 1,200 yards rushing, maybe 8 rushing touchdowns, and another 500 yards if we're lucky through the air. Le'Veon Bell is definitely an upgrade from, Elijah McGuire, Crowell, and Bilal Powell, and like those guys. And again, make sure that you check us out, Destination Fantasy at Destination Fantasy at Twitter, Destination Fantasy at Instagram, as well as Destination Fantasy at Facebook. Thank you.